Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Wrestling Guy Podcast. I'm right here with my excellent co-host. I had to think of how to introduce you.
Much better than give me the other names like Dick and all the stuff you say off the air.
Well, I'm here with my co-host, the Butcher.
How's it going, fans?
And Butcher, would you like to introduce our guest?
Yes, we got here from New Jersey, young boy himself. He's not a boy, he's a young man. But before I get chopped, the one and only Mr. Douglas James. Let's give him a hand clap.
Thanks for having me. It's awesome to be here. It's a great store.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Very cool. Douglas, man, what's going on, bro? I mean, damn, you look pretty jacked. What's going on?
No, I'm not as fat as Tito made me out to be last time he was here. But I've been working hard. Training every day pretty much. Whether I'm in the gym or I'm at Santino's or lately I've been also training with Rocky Romero.
Oh.
So just trying to get put in the work and.
Yeah, because first the rumors were Douglas James, he gained so much weight, he's eating so much pizza, and it wasn't from Tito, it was from another individual. I can't remember, but I'm like, no.
Was it Shay? Was it Shay?
I think it was Shay.
Was it Shay?
Yeah, it was Shay.
All the beef fuckers, or
beefcake Shay.
Haters, But
hate.
Other haters in my book. Anyways, yeah, man. So what do you got planned for today?
So today, after doing this podcast, I'm gonna go train with Los Luchas at Santino Brothers Wrestling Academy, and it's my favorite class to go to. You just learn so much. It's not just like lucha style that you learn, but you learn about timing and spacing and character, and it's non-going. So it's a 2-hour cardio session. When you're out of it, you want to collapse. So it's amazing. Yeah.
So before we get into the wrestling here in California.
Yeah.
Let's go to ground one, which is New Jersey.
Yeah.
When you're in New Jersey, what when you were a kid? I don't know if you're a kid or a teenager. What made you want to become a pro wrestler?
Yeah. So it's like a lot of people say, they grew up watching wrestling, but I remember I was in second grade, so I was like 7 years old. I started watching the Action Zone before the Royal Rumble '95.
Oh my goodness, I remember that. Yeah.
And I got really into the 1-2-3 Kid. He was the first wrestler I saw, and I saw a smaller guy. I was always a small kid. I'm still a smaller guy now, and I just fell in love with the 1-2-3 Kid. And I remember the Royal Rumble went on, and I didn't know what happened because I didn't order the pay-per-view. But I knew my buddy was a big wrestling fan, so I remember going to the school the next day and just asking who won. He told me Shawn Michaels, and from then on I was just hooked. And WrestleMania 11 was the first WrestleMania I got, and Shawn Michaels was my first favorite wrestler ever, and I always wanted to be that kind of athletic entertainer, and I played sports my whole life. I played every sport imaginable. And
Some guess football was one of them.
I played football. I played soccer. I used to play at the same time before high school. Growing up, I would play soccer, football in the fall, with fall baseball, and then I would play ice hockey, wrestle, and play indoor soccer some years. And then I would do two baseball teams, and then a spring soccer league in the spring and summer.
They have fall ball in New Jersey?
In New Jersey, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought because of the...
Well, it is a what state?
Well, because of the weather, I just figured...
It would get colder for sure, but it wasn't that... it doesn't get bad until late October or November. It starts getting really bad, but... Yeah, so I played all those sports growing up, and kind of always wanted to be a wrestler, and... but I think I kind of lost sight of it a little bit. I always thought maybe I was too small.
Yeah.
And I always kind of maybe doubted myself with that, and I think, that's one of my biggest regrets is maybe not doing it, sooner than I did, but, so that happened was I got into MMA. So I wrestled in high school.
He's a lethal weapon now as well. Jeez, great.
So I wrestled in high school, and I was a pretty good wrestler in high school. I did pretty well, and then didn't wrestle in college, and found MMA at a job that I had. Some guy was doing jiu-jitsu. And I took the first class for free, and I'm a freak. So the first week, I had a tournament the first week of training because I'm just I get obsessed with things, And
there's a few wrestlers that does jiu-jitsu, which is I believe Tito's one of them.
Is he?
Yeah, Tito, and so is Eli.
Yeah. Eli's done jiu-jitsu for sure. And then up north, I know Joe, or I think he's in Arizona. Joe Graves, he's another one that does jiu-jitsu, and. Yeah, there's a lot of guys. It really translates well with professional wrestling. Obviously, you see guys like Zack Sabre Jr., all the submissions, and then you also control your body, with rolls and taking bumps and stuff like that. And so I was doing MMA for a long time, and I did MMA through college, and then I fought professionally in MMA, and then I was just over it. I wanted to be a wrestler, I didn't want to do it anymore, so I found this school called ECPW
Mm-hmm.
in New Jersey, and they had their own shows. And actually, like within 5 weeks of training, I had my first match. Like I wasn't ready at all. Like there's no way I was fucking ready. But it was like I was gonna drive the truck to help put the ring up, and then my trainer's opponent backed out, so they asked me to fill in, and so I had my first match pretty soon.
And how old were you there back then?
I was 25.
25. Wow. I think you were 25 right now.
No, I'm 29 actually.
Okay.
I'm an old rook. Yeah, I look young, which is good. I feel young, so but yeah, I'm a little bit older, and so I got that experience and that wisdom, I guess. But yeah, so I started doing that for a little bit. I had like a few shows, and then I wrestled for a little bit, and then my brother was opening up a business here in California, so I decided to move out here. When I moved out here, I just didn't know where to go for wrestling. I just wasn't familiar with the scene, and I wasn't even really familiar with the scene really in New Jersey either. Right. And I decided just to go back to jiu-jitsu, and I did that for a little bit, and MMA, and was like now or never, and found Santino's and joined Santino's.
How did you just Googled them up and just said, damn, I got to get back into wrestling?
Yeah, exactly.
Like their name pops up right away.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like if you search wrestling schools in Los Angeles, their school comes up quickly. And I was living in Santa Monica at the time, so it was a drive. I mean, it's still a drive for most of us.
Especially traffic.
Because of the time, rush hour. Like Saturday morning, it's no big deal, but like, coming out at 7.
I work towards that way. I know what it's like.
Yeah, it's brutal. But, yeah, actually, funny story was so I was working, but I didn't have that much money, and it's wrestling's expensive, It's a big commitment financially. Yeah. And I remember I did a $2 scratch off, and I won $200 on the $2 scratch off, and it's $200 down payment for the school.
Oh shit!
Wow.
So that is a
very good investment there,
right? So that's like I don't know what I believe, but the universe pulling you together, and yeah, so that's kind of how I started. And I started like late October 2014 out here, and then I had my first match in April 2015.
That was pretty much fate slapping you in the face and
Seriously.
saying, "Here you go. Here's your $200."
It's like, you know what? You're not going to be a gambler. You're just going to go forward and pursue your dreams, and boom, booyah, right there.
It worked out, So best $2 I've ever spent.
Do you still do any jiu-jitsu, MMA training, or?
I don't. I really want to get back into doing jiu-jitsu. I probably won't ever fight again. I don't think so. It's just that's another large commitment with like cutting weight is the big part. Like I love food. I love pizza. I don't know if I could do it anymore, but like I love jiu-jitsu. I think what happened was once I started wrestling, I just really wanted to focus on wrestling, becoming a good wrestler and the best wrestler I could be. And I was also worried if I did jiu-jitsu, I can get hurt doing that. Right. And then it's like can't do wrestling because I'm hurt doing something else. So I just kind of.
And I guess what's the best way of putting it is jiu-jitsu injuries compared to wrestling injuries. Mm-hmm. Which one gives more? In other words, is it almost the same, or is it a little bit more?
Which one's the more dangerous?
Yeah,
wrestling definitely hurts more, but in jiu-jitsu you get like weird injuries. Like you might like break your finger, like you get toes, you get a lot of mat burn, and you get like the cauliflower ear, and you can get hurt. You can really like tear your AC, you can tear your knees up pretty easily because of like some holds. And
why is my pinky backwards?
Seriously, and but with wrestling, I feel like so maybe the best comparison would be like in jiu-jitsu, you would have maybe more joint type injuries, like your wrists might be hurting or your elbows, your knees, and then in wrestling, I feel that's like your whole entire body. Like sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I feel like I was in a car crash. My neck hurts, my whole back hurts, both my shoulders hurt. It's just like my entire body. Like I get out, I like punch back in Notre Dame, go to the bathroom.
Let me ask you this: when you do the training and all that, doesn't it feel good though?
Oh, it's the best.
It's kind of weird. It's an indescribable feeling that you're hurting, but at the same time you know what you're accomplishing. I guess.
Yeah.
And it's a good pain. I guess.
You have to embrace the pain. Yeah. And I think that's also why a lot of guys don't make it. A lot of people want to be wrestlers and they don't make it because they just don't embrace that pain. And I'm like a little bit of a sick fuck, and I love like when we're fucking strong style hitting each other, like hit me harder, going at it, and so I love it.
The body's so numb; it just wants more and more and more. I don't feel it.
I mean,
Can't hurt me.
when you wake up though in the morning, you got all that pain and everything. Do you think to yourself like, damn, this is what I want?
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm fucking crazy. Like, why
am I doing this?
Yeah, like why couldn't I be into golf? Something like that. But no, I like we were talking about before. I really always loved this, and I wish I did it sooner. But now or never. And there's no time like the present. But
I started at 36. That's bad.
No, see, it doesn't really matter.
I know it doesn't, but again, it just haunts me.
Yeah, it does
I wish I could have did it at your age. Like when I hear about Eli or Biagio or DeMarco, I'm like, fuck, man, these guys are like the perfect timing of it.
Yeah, it's like I wish I was their age when I started. So I guess, but then it goes to the other thing too. Is you see some guys that start when they're like 16, 18, and they're burnt out when they're like 24.
Yeah.
Especially, it depends on how long, like what they've been doing. If they're having these like hard matches, or they could be burnt out or just burnt out with the business by like 25. So it can go both ways. Or you could be like Rocky Romero, who started when he's 18 and he's like 40 and he's still killing it.
No, he's still like out there, still shaking.
Yeah, he's still like just killing it.
But for starting later, I mean, you are the talk of the town out here. I mean, everywhere I look, you are either match of the year. I hear this all associated with you. Match of the year, wrestler of the year, rookie of the year. I mean, for starting up so late, and then no cheap shots at any of the other guys that we mentioned earlier, but, I don't hear that much association with them yet. I mean, with some I do, but, I mean, it must make you feel good, like saying, you know what, I didn't start as young as you, but I'm getting that recognition.
I think I know what the secret is. I totally think I know what the secret is. He has a gimmick similar to Stone Cold Steve Austin if you look at him when he comes with the denim jacket.
Silver water for the working man.
But does it make you feel good to know that, I mean, all this hard work you...
Yeah, it feels great because, I am putting a lot of hard work into it. I am training, and when I'm training my ass off, and I'm going to the gym, and then when I'm home, I'm obsessed with wrestling. I watch everything I can, and, I talk to my friends about wrestling. I talk to my parents, and they don't want to hear about my wrestling.
I get that. Oh, I don't know if speak Spanish.
My mom does, yeah.
Okay.
So they just don't want to, well, I just love it, but yeah, it feels really good, and I think I've been very fortunate and really lucky. So it's a lot of hard work, but I also feel I've been, lucky that I started with Santino's, and there's a lot of guys that are associated with Santino's, like the Tyler Batemans and like Che Guerrero and Tito, even though they like to rip on me and stuff. But, like, they've given me really good opportunities, and I've been able to like work really good matches and been really good promotions, and I think it's a mixture of the two. Like I do put in the work, but I have been very lucky and fortunate, and I think that's
the discipline also from playing sports, because I know there's a lot of... I was just talking to somebody about this, and I don't know if I'm mistaken on this, if it has to do with wrestling. A lot of the athletes now seem to me like they're, excuse me for saying it, seem like all they do is bitch and whine and cry now. It's not like before. You don't have that same discipline. I'm not talking about. I'm saying like the young generation of guys that maybe are going to Santino's maybe now, and you see they don't have that same discipline that maybe you had in high school with the sports and all that. Do you think that has a lot to do with you maybe being able to become as successful as quickly as you have?
I think so. I mean, I think my discipline and my athletic background definitely plays a huge part in it. And just like my mindset, I think being an amateur wrestler really helped, because it's a grind, cutting weight or so like my birthday's in the winter. And then, there'd be like Christmas, you don't eat. Like my parents used to have a Christmas party every year, and like there'd be like all these cookies and stuff, and like I couldn't even look at them because I had to like lose all this weight and blah 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 blah. And so there's like no quit in me. I think there are people that don't come from that background maybe, and they just have this fantasy of being a wrestler, and they go to training and it's like it's a kick in the face, and it's a different world. But I grew up watching and like reading about like shoot interviews and just all different things about what about the business. So I kind of had an expectation of I kind of knew what to expect pretty much when I was getting myself into
because I hear like at Santino's they get about 40 kids maybe that sign up, and by graduation time it's down to like not even half, like maybe 10 or 15 kids.
It's crazy. Like I know Brody King, for instance, he I think his class has like 22 to 27 people in it, and he's the only one left.
Oh shit!
It's crazy, but I mean, there could be other reasons. There could be, like financial reasons, or
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that happen, but a lot of it is people just breaking. Like the mat hurts way more than people think it does, or or it does hurt.
Yeah.
People think it's fake, but it's definitely not fake. That's the worst thing to say.
When you first attended Santino's, and you went through the boot camp, I guess, right? How was it? What you expected? Or was it harder than what you expected?
No, it was kind of what I expected. I think I was prepared for the worst, hope for the best kind of mentality, and yeah, it's intense.
If it's your first day, they'll work you. Your cardio. I mean, I don't know how many times I threw up over there, but when I got back to the ring again, I trained with you a couple of times, decided, and this guy can go. He can go. But I'm just saying, no.
You don't have to be nice to him just because he's here. I've heard about his in-ring style, okay?
Well, I'm not in the ring, so there. But it's a good school, and I've always given it a thumbs up.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I just think, they really just work you. They make you want it. You have to survive in a way. You have to really want it. So.
It's kind of like they break you down and then boom, but
it's like they break you down to build you up. It's
like a chiseling. They're chiseling. You go, oh, there's still some more fat right here. Let's take that off.
Because I think the main thing that I've learned really is that the wrestling business is a lot about respect. You have to respect the ring and the people you work with and the fans and everything like that. And if you kind of go through it half-assed training and you don't respect it, you're not going to last. So by getting our ass kicked, we respect everything about the business.
How many have you had? We had another former guest, another guest that was on here before, Daria.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever meet, or both are from New Jersey?
Right. Yeah. So it's actually funny you say that. So when I moved out here, so we're both from New Jersey. But when I moved out here and started doing MMA, I started training at this place called Systems Training Center in Hawthorne in the South Bay.
Oh, okay.
And Daria and I were teammates.
Oh, shit.
So I've known her before she ever got into wrestling, or before I started getting into wrestling out here. And yeah, we were teammates. We would just kick each other's ass and punch each other in the face. And, train with each other every morning. And what she's doing now is unbelievable. I'm so happy for her. I think it's great, and she's just taking all the opportunities she can and running with it.
Do you still stay in contact with her a little bit, or?
Oh, a little bit. When I heard that she got signed, I talked to her, and I talked to her a little bit, and I've seen her every now and then when she's come home. But we're all friends on social media and stuff like that. So I just wish her the best.
Now, how soon after you started training Santino, you did the Pacific Mania, right? In April?
We call it Pacific Mania.
We call it Pacific Mania, the show on Pacific.
Oh, yeah. So that was one of my favorite shows of the year, to be honest.
Really?
It was so much fun. Are you kidding me? Yeah, because everybody, sometimes when you go to a crowd that may be a little bit smarky, and they're smart fans, these people just enjoyed booing the bad guys, cheering the good guys, and just loving every minute of it. So for my first match out here, it was fantastic.
How nerve-wracking is it, though? Well, first of all, because you got you must have lived somewhat of a childhood dream, because you got the WrestleMania little cart entrance.
Oh, that was so awesome.
When you saw that, did you get the little
I was
going through the area,
I was talking so much shit on my way down. I think I took a bunch of selfies with these 40-year-old Mexican ladies.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. I had the best time ever.
Hey, well, you were quite a character out there, because you had a lot of young girls out there.
Yeah, I
felt jealous. I'm like, how come this guy got more attention than I do?
What can I say? But I had a great time. So yeah, I started training October, and then I had that match in April. I think it was April. Right?
And was it nerve-wracking to be out there? That was your first match, though?
It was my first match out here, but so first match in 2 years or so with real training, and yeah.
Did you get nervous? And then when they tell you, hey, we want you to do the fair, the street fair, yada yada yada, you might have a couple hundred people watching you.
Yeah. I was really excited, obviously a little nervous, but really excited. I just wanted to be able to perform to my best, and perform how I do when I was training. But what got me really nervous was when I got there and I realized that I didn't just have one match. I didn't have two matches. I had 3 matches.
Battle Royal.
Which
I almost won.
Since I faced Eli, lost to Eli, came back out, talk some shit, challenge anybody in the back, and Tito came out. Terrible idea. Rookie mistake. And then we're in the Battle Royal. So, yeah.
That's a good way to get your feet wet here.
Amazing. Yeah, it was great. So.
What's been your favorite match since? I mean, have you had a favorite match so far?
Favorite match? I had a match in Arizona with Evan Daniels. This guy's named Exciting Evan Daniels. We kind of got in some trouble with the boys because we did a little too much because we were the opening match, but it was like a PWG style match. I had so much fun doing that. That was a lot of fun. Let's see. Oh, and then I think my favorite match though of the year, or that I've had so far, was at Chaostrophe at Southgate against Ryan Ramos.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I heard about that. Yeah.
I just felt like everything came together in that match. It was like the first time like I felt like the whole crowd was really behind me and was cheering me on, and it was just an amazing feeling. So,
how hard is it to? Is there a difference when they tell you, hey, you're going to open the show today? Is there a different mindset when they tell you you're going to open the show, or you're going to be in the middle of the card, or you're going to be a main event?
Well, I guess a little bit. I mean, I like doing the opening matches or being, maybe right before intermission or like right after intermission to get the crowd going, and being the main event. I've been the main event twice. The last one was at FCW, and then the one before that was the Young Lions Cup for Gold Rush in NorCal.
Okay. Yeah.
But like I had like 2 other matches before that. But like the main event, the only problem is you have to wait the whole fucking show. So that's kind of like makes it more nerve-wracking,
Right.
But I don't know. I just like being anywhere on the card. I think it just matters who you're matched up with. That can give you the kind of match you're looking for.
Well, now that you're speaking of match up, I hear you have a little rivalry here.
Oh, with who?
With Danny Limelight.
Oh, Danny Limelight.
Limelight. I think you guys first met at a UEW show, or
no? We first met at FCW.
At FCW.
Yeah.
And you guys are kind of running like neck and neck right now.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty awesome though. It's a good thing to have somebody like him, because it just makes me feel better. Number one.
Is it because you're better than him?
Because I'm way better. But number two, no, it's good to have that kind of competition. We just have this competitive rivalry, and I think it's good for the SoCal indie scene. I think it's good to have these up and comers that are hungry and want it, and like we really want to make it, and we want to make something of ourselves, and we just push each other. I mean, he might get on my nerves with his stupid like half naked Twitter posts. And, he gets on my nerves a lot, but I think it's really good for the industry as a whole around here. So.
Well, you guys are doing pretty good because you guys have a good back and forth on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and I think it gets the fans pretty riled up to go at it. Now, and you also have a little rivalry, not so much, but with Eli Everfly. And so is it more of a friendly rivalry, or?
Yeah, with Eli, it's more of like we're both Santinos. We have a little bit of just a competitive rivalry in Santinos, and we just always want to show each other up, that kind of rivalry. But with Danny, I just like he's just annoying, And the fact that he won the Rookie of the Year award here made me almost throw up. I was like driving home.
The pizza was gonna come out.
Yeah, it almost came out.
He's kind of like an Owen Hart right now, because if you remember Owen Hart with his slammies, he would brag about those slammies.
Like I think he's taking about 25 pictures with that XRT type.
I think he has a picture every day. Yeah, it's a different pose. Yeah.
So he's very happy with his accomplishment.
He definitely wears the XRT and brings that trophy to the grocery store where he's buying milk and cookies. Jabroni.
I'm going to ask you. There was a very unique interview you guys did.
Oh yeah.
With Sean Toussaint in the hot tub.
Yeah, so rookie mistake. No. Deshaun's awesome. And he's a
big supporter.
Huge supporter of the scene. I can't say I enough good things about him. He's at every show, and he's always.
We always plug him because for what he does.
Yeah, he's great. He's always been a huge supporter of me. Since I started, which is awesome. And but yeah, it was a little weird being in a hot tub with like 4 other dudes.
I think that was you, it was Eli, it was Danny.
Me, Eli, Danny, and Biagio.
Oh, Biagio, that's right.
Yeah, it was like the 4 like young up and comers of like SoCal scene. It was a lot of fun. Like. I think we all have a good rapport. Yeah. Again, it's just like bunch of us that are all just super competitive and really want to make it in this business and really want to better ourselves constantly and have work for the best promotions and work the best wrestlers and I think that competitive rivalry kind of came out in that hot tub.
Yeah.
You know, and just arguing back and forth.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I'll be honest, I was like, the first day, awkward.
Yeah.
It was a little awkward.
The best was like I think Tito like photoshopped the picture and it said Brazzers on top.
Yes.
I was like, I think it was like I think because then I was tagged in it and then my brother was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
My brother's like not in the wrestling business at all. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was like, "No, I don't. It's hard. I can't. It's a long story. Wrestling.
It's a Tito.
I was like,
That's
wrestling.
hilarious.
So now, how soon after did you end up at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood? Because you're still there.
I'm still there. I started Championship Wrestling from Hollywood in May. So I've been there for, 10 months almost. So been not on every taping, but almost every taping, and wrestled a lot of good guys there. So it's been a really good opportunity for me. Like I really want to thank David Marquez for it. It was a really good opportunity for me to get exposure and be on TV and got to wrestle guys like Kevin Martinson, Joey Ryan, Ryan Taylor.
A lot of big names came from there. So.
Yeah, I wrestled Eli Drake. That's in TNA
Oh, that's
now.
right.
And so yeah, it's been a really good opportunity.
So it seems to me like you just have this little rabbit tail somewhere or rabbit's foot. Isn't that the good luck charm, the rabbit's foot?
Rabbit.
Because
Rabbit foot.
it seems like as soon as you start something, it seems like it's only a matter of weeks before you break that glass ceiling, just keep going and going and going and going.
Yeah, I guess I just get real fortunate. I don't know. I think I don't even know.
It all started with the scratcher. So you know what? Before you go, I'm gonna touch you so we can get more successful.
Whenever I touch this gold,
if we end up rich in a couple weeks, you know why?
Do a little cutback.
But on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, though, you haven't really won any matches.
Yeah.
Do you feel that affects you with like maybe getting booked on certain shows, or is it more of like it doesn't really matter?
I don't think it affects me so much getting booked in other shows because I think the promoters understand what's going on and they see my in-ring skills from what I can show in the ring. But I think from the perception of the fans, I think they might look at me maybe a little bit differently, that maybe that I'm not as capable as maybe like they heard about me, maybe like their friends saw me at Chaostrophe and then they go to Port Guanumi for the free taping and they see me losing in 4 minutes. They might have a different image of who I am. So
especially when there's some people that don't know how to establish reality from fiction. Somebody might be like, oh, he just sucks.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, but it's a really good opportunity. I think a funny story was that they put me over as that I do a lot of jiu-jitsu.
Oh, okay.
But then I lost to the claw.
Oh, goodness.
It's like of all moves.
Yeah, the claw.
I just thought that was kind of funny. But.
What do you think about now how they, with like Brock Lesnar and Daria and all them? I don't know if you've seen like when she wrestles at event. They're incorporating more like MMA style moves and stuff. Do you like that they're doing that now, or?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I mean, I think it goes two ways. So I like it, but I don't want it to be overdone. I don't want, I know Evilise does it a little bit of that, like Lucha Underground. I don't know what her background is, but I think since MMA and like the UFC is so popular, people understand kind of like what the different chokes are and kind of kicks. So when you can establish that in pro wrestling, it makes it feel so much bigger,
right?
And I think it's great.
Especially like when you see Lesnar, what is it, Kimura lock?
Yeah.
And you see Daria coming out more in the MMA kind of stuff. Have you considered maybe adding more into maybe your moveset?
I thought about that like when I was like first training. Was like maybe should I wear like the Valet Tudo shorts and like the gloves, but I like being a pro wrestler. I kind of felt like the MMA stuff was in my past, but I want to use those skills. So I like throwing kicks and knees and forearms and and doing a lot of submissions. So I like incorporating that, but not making it necessarily like my gimmick, so to speak, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it makes sense to me. I think Ken Shamrock actually started that, right? In
Yeah,
WWE?
exactly.
It was Ken, and there was Dan Severn's as
Yep.
well, and so.
And I think the bad thing is, I think they were in it, but it wasn't as big as it is.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like taboo then.
Yeah.
You know, I think at like one point, like I think like 98-ish, 99, the UFC was not allowed on pay-per-view, but porn was on pay-per-view. Like that's how fucked up it was.
And now it reversed.
Yeah.
Now porn is free, and UFC paying $50.
Yeah,
Not that I watch any porn.
Of course not. Never have. What's that?
Exactly. This is a good, wholesome store, okay?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite wrestler right now on TV?
On TV. Well, unfortunately, my favorite wrestler was at the time Daniel Bryan. You know, I think so. That's too soon. So tier. That was upsetting. Right now, Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
You know, my number one. That's currently on like the WWE roster. He'd be my number one.
Are you a fan of Lucha Underground?
Love Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to maybe go work for them? Have you had an audition with them or
No, I've
anything?
never had any like contact with them. Never anything like that. But that would be a dream. I think they're the number 2 promotion in the U.S. for sure, by none. And like being able to wrestle someone like Prince Puma or like Pentagon Jr. or something like that would be just insane. Or like Jack Evans and Helico. I mean, their roster is just so stacked. You know.
Have you gone to a taping yet, or?
I have. I tried to get on like some of those like the email lists and stuff, but never qualified.
I got you. Just don't say anything.
I won't say anything.
Don't say anything. It's on video. Don't say anything. I got you.
I love it. You know.
Yeah.
So, I don't get the Right Network, but I watch it. You know, online, and it's
I think actually yesterday they debuted, or today, on iTunes.
Yes, the season 1.
Yeah. I think season 2 actually now is available on iTunes.
Oh,
You
really?
have to join like a subscription plan or something, and now you can see it
badass.
via iTunes.
It's such a good show, you know. So.
Is there anybody you want to wrestle right now on the SoCal scene that maybe you haven't?
Yeah, I would love to wrestle. I think I was really fortunate. Yeah, I keep saying that, kind of like the Daniel Bryan speech. Really fortunate, really grateful.
Oh, yeah.
But
Grateful.
Grateful. That's what it was. Grateful. So I'm fortunate. He was grateful and fortunate. That I was able to wrestle a lot of the top names. Like I wrestled like B-Boy and Peter Avalon and Tyler Bateman and all these people like in the Kevin Martin the first year. But I didn't get to wrestle Wayne Rosas and Famous B. Those are the top 2 guys out here in SoCal that I want to be able to wrestle.
And now Famous B is big right now on Lucha Underground. I don't know if you saw. Did you see his?
I'm so happy for him. It's so sick.
He has a commercial on. I think it airs even when Lucha Underground's not airing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it seems awesome. Like an old like.
Yeah. The old like used car like sales.
Really?
Yeah.
I totally missed that. I didn't know about that.
You have to check it out.
He's
It's
gonna
hilarious.
make you famous.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He's got like a white suit. Oh, it's.
You should call Butcher. You need to be made famous.
Get that rub.
Right? What are your goals right now with pro wrestling? Now that you've got a little taste of everything here in California and of course New Jersey as well, where do you want to take your profession?
Yeah, so I just want to keep raising the bar. You know, I mean, my overall big goal is to obviously be in the WWE. I think if you're in this business and you don't want to be in the WWE, I don't know. But from my understanding, I just really want to make it to the top. You know, I want to do this for a living. You know, I want this to be my career. So NXT, WWE would be fantastic. But I want to be able to like travel to Japan. I would love to get on PWG. I'm a huge PWG fan. Okay. Or something like Ring of Honor, you know, something like that. I would love to just be able just to keep progressing, you know, and so yeah, anything really. But like wrestling the better guys and just traveling would be great.
If you were to wrestle right now, what would you be doing?
I'd probably be doing jiu-jitsu and
Jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I'd probably just be hanging out doing jiu-jitsu, doing like jiu-jitsu tournaments on the weekends, and you know, yeah, I'd probably be doing that, jiu-jitsu.
There you go. So,
all right, how about the ladies?
Love the ladies. But I'm taking.
Jiu-jitsu with the ladies, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm taking, but you know, the ladies do like a little Douglas James sometimes.
Who gets more ladies, you or Limelight?
Probably Limelight. I'll give him that.
We'll get them divorced right now.
Yeah. Sure, get in trouble.
You just come up with little camouflage trunks or pants.
I don't want to get in trouble. Yeah.
Well, he's been already posting half naked pictures on Twitter
with his belt on.
Oh goodness.
That guy. SMDH.
But I heard something at the Pacific Mania, which I was going to ask you. They think you resemble Wade Barrett.
Wade Barrett?
Yeah.
A short Wade Barrett, I guess. So, yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I keep hearing everybody saying, like, he kind of looks like Wade Barrett.
I'll take it. I never heard that one before.
Really?
Yeah, I'll take that. I've heard I look like Davey Richards.
Oh, yeah,
I've heard that one. But I'll take Wade Barrett.
Wade Barrett.
He's a good-looking guy, right? I guess so. I don't know. He did Alicia Fox, so he was doing all right for himself. So whatever.
But back to Daniel Bryan. When you hear about he retires because of the concussion and all these injuries, does it kind of scare you? I mean, kind of creep you out a little bit, because of those injuries, or?
Yeah, I mean, I heard the aftermath of it and how bad it got for him.
Yeah.
With doing the seizures and stuff.
Yeah.
That's scary. That really is pretty alarming. I've gotten a lot of concussions. Not a lot, but I've gotten concussions in my life. Playing sports growing up, I got concussions when I was 5th grade, 6th grade playing football, and yeah, so it's a little scary. I've gotten one concussion wrestling. It happens. It's part of the sport. But I think what's really good now is the constant. It's not you hit your head, just get back in there. People are very aware that it's serious, and it could cause serious problems, serious health problems. My friend Jeremy, who's the referee, he's got multiple concussions, and he had post-concussion syndrome, and was really messed up for a long time, and he's just getting back into some light training, and it really affected him. That's scary, seeing stuff like that, knowing somebody and and just how it affects them. But it's I know that's the risk. Do
you figure that maybe because of the concussion comes more? I mean, it could be any move or any fall. But
yeah.
Do you think guys, the ones that get the most, are the ones that do the high risk maneuvers?
Definitely.
Because Daniel Bryan he threw himself out there.
Yeah.
Constantly.
I think I want to say doing more high risk. I mean, Bret Hart got it. He didn't really do that much crazy high flying stuff. He just got kind of unlucky wrestling Goldberg.
Right.
Got kicked in the fucking face.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's probably more of the smaller guys, to be honest. Guys that are a little bit on the small end, just because it's a larger-than-life sport. These guys are really big, and you take these hard bumps or these hard hits from these big guys, and I think maybe small guys can be more susceptible to concussions.
Yeah, because lately I've been seeing a lot of posts. I'm a big YouTube fan.
Yeah.
Watching some fan matches.
Too, yeah.
And it's I see what happened in San Diego, Eli going on the basketball court, and then the Danny Limelight falling from the, I don't know, for some.
He did the basketball rim, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just
from the balcony, yeah.
From some big balcony, and he just went straight forward, and I was just
Yeah, these big bumps. I mean, with Daniel Bryan, he did a diving headbutt.
Yes.
He did that missile dropkick from the top rope. Those are all huge, impactful moves, and over and over and over and over again, something's gonna add up, So that's why I like to do. I'm a smaller guy, so I like to do high flying things and jump off the top rope and stuff like that. But I try to limit the things I do. I try not to be super crazy with what I do, and I try to do mat wrestling and stuff like that, and because you got to take care of yourself. You only have one body. I want to make this a career, so.
Is there any of the smaller guys that you haven't faced?
Ryan Kidd. I was supposed to wrestle Ryan Kidd, but it didn't. I got a 4-way, but it didn't work out or something like that. I'd like to wrestle Ryan Kidd, local scene, Ryan Kidd. I haven't had a one-on-one match with Biagio. I'd like to have a match with Biagio. But then, outside of SoCal, I would like to wrestle this guy Leo Rush from Ring of Honor. And he's got this buzz. He's CZW Ring of Honor. He's been getting a lot of buzz. Leo Rush. I'd love to wrestle Jack Evans.
Jack's been around for so
long, right? Yeah,
he's still good.
Yeah, still killing it. Guys like Matt Sydal, so anybody really.
You kind of look like Evan Bourne to me. That Matt Sydal.
Yeah, I get that. I'll take that.
I think that would be
I just got no man bun though.
I think that would be a hell of a match actually, because I've seen videos.
The first day I saw you, and when we had the Pacific Fair.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and then when I saw you in trunks, and I saw you in trunks. That didn't sound right, did it? And when I saw you in gear,
there goes our one gay listener.
Right? I was like, this guy's you're gonna launch, dude.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
And I could see more opportunities, and WWE, if that's the door knocking, it's gonna be wide open.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. So just keep on kicking ass, stay safe, and
trying. It's tough business, but just trying to work hard. Like what Joey Chaos always instills in all of us, just put in the work. And it's become this like slogan online. You see him always posting on Facebook. It's like put in the work, but it's true. Like hopefully that just the hard work pays off. And so you never know.
And you're still young because you see these guys that are getting signed now to WWE.
Yeah.
They've been around.
Yeah.
Forever, and they're like what, early 30s, mid 30s.
AJ's obviously been around forever. He's been a top guy forever, but he's like 38.
Yeah.
Austin Aries 38. Even Finn Balor, he's like 34.
Yeah. I think Kevin Owens, what, 35, 36?
I think he's like something like that.
Well, I think now these days wrestlers they want to pull out before 45, like Big Show. That's what he wants to do. So.
Yeah, and I think also too. Just maybe I don't know, not with technology, but maybe just with different training methods and different supplements and stuff like that. I think athletes aren't really peaking until you're in their early 30s. When you're like I'm still growing into the athlete I want to be. I haven't felt like I hit my peak yet either. So
right.
I'm just waiting to get there.
How much do you weigh right now, if you don't mind me asking?
Like shoot, like 170.
170.
Yeah.
What's the weight goal you want to go to?
I would like to be like 190. Like I'd like to gain like 20 more pounds of muscle.
I'll give you some of my fat. Let me tell you.
I could probably be 190 if I just ate a straight up pizza diet. I wouldn't be that upset about it. Let me tell you, I'd be into it. But yeah, I would like to be like 185, 190 of just solid muscle and like cut up.
So besides wrestling training, your private training,
yeah,
how often do you do it a week, and what's your diet like?
Yeah, so I go to the gym, I would say 5 days a week, maybe 6 days a week, depends. I used to definitely take like a day off, or try to take a day off. But I kind of lift like a bodybuilder in a sense, where I break it up, so I'll do chest and back and shoulders and legs and arms, and I don't do it like that. And I work out. I don't work out for longer than not much longer than like an hour and a half. And I do some cardio, and I work on my core, and I stretch a lot. And then my diet, I try not to get too crazy on my diet, because I used to, I fucking love pizza. So that's like, if I have like a weekend or long of wrestling, like Sunday night, I'm definitely having pizza. There's like no doubt about it. But I used to cut a lot of weight and used to diet all the time, like in high school with wrestling, and then with jiu-jitsu tournaments, and then with MMA, I used to diet all the time. So I try not to go super crazy, but I just don't really eat much bread besides pizza. I don't really eat much bread at all. Like if I get like a sandwich, it's usually a wrap. I don't really have much sugar, and I don't drink much soda, and that's really that's like the secret.
I'm a big Coke freak.
And I don't drink alcohol. That's the other secret too. So all these things combined are just help me out.
Real quick, off the wrestling side, what's your favorite pizza? Because I keep hearing pizza, so
I don't have like a favorite place to go. There's this place that I live in the Valley. We're not in just Casa de Pizza. Has awesome pizza. There's this place in Santa Monica called Gray Block Pizza, because I used to live in Santa Monica. It's awesome pizza. But I just love like extra cheese, pepperoni, maybe little green peppers, a little Parmesan cheese on it. I'm set.
That's the weakness right there.
That's
the kryptonite.
That's the itch. I get the pizza sweats. I get the pizza sweats because I'm eating so much. And then I get the sweats because it's gone.
That pizza makes me so damn thirsty, though. I can eat pizza.
Have beer with it.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good with that.
I don't have beer, thank
you.
you.
Ice cold mug.
Oh, that's a good wash down.
So no cheap pizza.
Oh, I'm a pizza connoisseur, so I've had 7-Eleven pizza. I've had anything. I'd probably get like Domino's the most, just because it's easy and convenient.
Yeah.
But
no Little Caesars.
Oh, I do Little Caesars.
They get you with the what's the new one they have?
Well, they have $5 pizza.
The $5 pizza, but then they have the deep dish one.
Is it for $5?
It's like $7.
I'm gonna have to leave here right now. sorry, Los Luchas. Can't make it tonight.
Gotta get myself that $7
personal matter.
I think we just did a plug for Little Caesars.
Little Caesars.
Little Caesars, if you're looking to sponsor an athlete.
There you go.
Douglas James.
It might just happen.
It might just happen. The way it's looking, tomorrow we'll get a call.
I'm using the slogan, the pound for pound best athlete around. So I'll do Little Caesars, Douglas James. Domino, Douglas James.
They just got a new. Did they get a new delivery car or something? Domino's.
I don't know.
They just got a new delivery car.
That's all I know.
Damn. Show your age.
We'll ask you real quick. Let's say 5 or 10 more years, and maybe you want to change your career. Do you think of maybe like acting, like a lot of wrestlers do? Do you want to get into the acting business, or?
I would love to try to do like some stunt work, so that's something like that, because I think with obviously my wrestling background, being able to take falls and stuff like that, but with my martial arts background, I think that would be really awesome. I don't know if I really would be an actor, but you never know.
Yeah, because if you think about it, in the ring, you are a performing actor.
You 100% are. You're a performer.
Yeah.
First and foremost, and so yeah, it's definitely. I wouldn't say no. Definitely wouldn't say no, but yeah.
Money talks.
How long after you started training, and because I'm sure I don't know, do they tell you have to have the mic skills, or do you kind of just say like, damn, I have to do something to get over besides wrestling? You
just know that you have to separate yourself a little bit. But there's guys that don't really have awesome promo skills, but they're super over. I think. And then there's guys that aren't that good at wrestling. They're just super over. Right. They have really awesome mic skills. I think it goes both ways. But I think that's the one thing that we don't do as much at Santino's is the promo. I try to work on it on my own. Like sometimes I'll cut promos on my girlfriend, or cut promos just like in my car, and stuff like that. And it's still an ever-growing process, just like my wrestling is, and something that I really want to work on and grow.
Now, do you watch the what was it, WWE's the NXT the behind the scenes show they had?
Breaking Ground.
Breaking Ground. And you see all the promos
they do a lot of promos, but that show is tough for me to watch because a lot of guys I feel like that are in NXT aren't very good.
Yeah.
There's guys.
One of those situations where you're like, oh, good.
Yeah, there's because there's guys that are signed and they can't even fucking bump.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, and they, but that's the business.
I umpire baseball.
Okay.
And so when I go to Dodger games or Angel game, I watch, or even coaching because I coach baseball, and you kind of question why they do certain things. Yeah. When you watch wrestling and you see a move, and like when you watch WWE or Lucha Underground or something, you catch yourself like kind of critiquing the matches and just being like, he didn't do that right.
Sometimes I feel like I probably did it more before I started wrestling. I don't know. Like I feel like now I just want to, when I watch like Raw, watch pay-per-views. Maybe I'll be like, this match wasn't that good, or they could have done this better, or this better. But I just kind of want to be a fan and just enjoy it.
Right.
And I just kind of want to, just like like just embrace it. I mean, I think I kind of get frustrated with like I get more frustrated with like the writing and maybe not putting over the right guys,
right,
and stuff like that. I'm like, this guy's a fucking incredible worker, but like they're just burying it, stuff like that.
Who's the all right? Well, let me ask you, in WWE, who do you feel is the most underutilized?
Dolph Ziggler, hands down.
That's what I was thinking right now too.
I mean, I just think I think he almost puts himself in that position because he is so good at jobbing, and taking bumps and making people look good, that he just landed in that position. I mean, who knows what goes on backstage if he's hard to work with, or.
Now that you mentioned Dolph Ziggler, I'm kind of visualizing. Have you ever had long hair before?
No. I always try to grow it out, and I'll get to a certain point, and then I look like Darth Vader with the helmet.
I know that feeling.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I cut it.
I was saying, you never know, I'm pretty badass with that long hair, the little beard going on,
Yeah, actually, it's funny you say that. Guys from the UEW, they don't really like me that much. They said I looked like a gay version of Fandango and
oh, goodness.
I was like, that's not bad. I couldn't work.
Trust me, the fans for UEW, they're never lost for words over there.
I was like, you say I look like Eric Rowan mixed with like
do you
gobbledygooker.
Now, do you have any issues with UEW, or is everything, was it, because I know you haven't been booked.
No, so I wrestled there once against B-Boy. And I thought it was a great match. It was a good match, I just, it was a great opportunity to be able to wrestle somebody like B-Boy, But I don't know. I think the deathmatch stuff is not really for me. You know, I think I really like Max X. He's a really cool dude, and like DeMarco, really awesome dude. And my problem isn't really with anybody of the boys in the locker room or like Andre, the owner, or anything like that. It's none of them. They all treat me fine. And my problem was with the fans that are there.
They're just a little brutal.
Yeah, like that first row mafia, or whatever they call themselves. Like they have their own gimmick or whatever. But
front row mafia.
Front row mafia, whatever. I just think they try to take over the show, and it's just not cool. I just don't think. I think everyone can enjoy themselves, but they just like think they're part of the show when they're not.
So you kind of get the where Tito, Che, Enrico, and
I'm all behind hate. I'm all about hate. I don't have much hate myself. I'm all about hate.
Now, when you came in, I know at Pacific Mania you were a heel.
Yeah.
Now, I'm pretty sure every show you change.
Yeah.
But what do you prefer? Being a heel, a face, and how hard is it, or how easy is it to do one over the other?
I think it's a little easier to be a heel. I think it's a little easier. It's a lot more fun. It's a little, it's easier to get somebody to like hate you. I think there was like this lady that tried at the Pacific Mania that tried to give me a balloon. I took the balloon, put it to the ground, and stomped on it. I think she started crying. And I was
you were the one responsible for that then.
Yeah.
You were the one trying to calm down that person, I remember.
Yeah, I did that.
Oh, my goodness.
They hated you.
Yeah.
They hated you because of the whole Migura thing, and they hated Burton.
Yeah. But I like being a babyface. I like being a little bit of a role model to young people and stuff like that, and and then you can do cooler stuff.
But is it harder to get the fans behind you?
Yeah, especially if you go to like a brand new territory and they don't really know who you are, and you come out and you're just like, "Hey, everybody!" And it's like, "Oh, go fuck yourself!" Like,
yeah,
I'm not a prima donna fucker.
But it's easy. Like if you go like to anywhere, like if I were to go to Arizona, and nobody knew who I was, I can go, "Oh, you guys suck! Like suck it!" Like it's easy to get heat, but it's harder for them to get behind you, or like when you're down, you just want them to come with you. So.
Now, do you depend on your wrestling skills at that time to try to get them to like get behind you?
Yeah,
or?
I feel that as a fan, as some fans, I think the ones that are wrestling, hardcore wrestling fans, they know what's up. So they will like, let's see what this guy's about, and then we'll see if he can bring it. And they're the ones those are the guys you want, the critiquing ones that ran something.
Yeah, like I love the challenge of it. Like I love going to a new place, and maybe they don't like know who I am or whatever, and then all of a sudden, they're into it, they're behind it, and they just love it. So I'm into it.
And how good does it feel to know on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram? I'm telling you, I mean, I have not seen one, besides from Danny, not one negative comment about you. And I mean, every time, I went on Facebook to check, to get some feedback and everything. And I don't see anything, no negative feedback about any match. Probably after this one you will.
You're going to get blackballed
everywhere.
But I was like, how good does it feel to know that, people appreciate what you're doing everywhere you're going?
It just feels great, and like I said, I put in the work, and I love wrestling so much, and it just feels incredible, it just feels like hard work is paying off in a sense, and it's just great.
A couple weeks ago, you just had probably one of the most talked about ladder matches in SoCal.
Yeah.
With Danny and Eli, and I can't remember the next guy because I he didn't show up on the podcast.
Sway Thompson.
I mean, you guys did everything possible in that match.
That was a little crazy.
Now with FCW coming up the way it is, and I'm giving credit to you, Danny and Eli, also for helping put it on where it's at. What do you think about the current SoCal scene and, especially like LA, because we don't have as many organizations running shows. You don't have AWS anymore, and Santino's really isn't putting on that many shows.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about that whole current situation that we're in now? And
I think it's tough. I mean,
more wrestlers are traveling further.
Yeah, definitely traveling further. Like I'm going. On Sunday I have a show for a premiere in Gilroy, California. I gotta drive, 5 hours or so for the show. It's gonna be an awesome show. I can't wait. But Yeah, and it's just unfortunate that that like AWS isn't around, IWL is on a little bit of a break, Santino's is on a bit of a break. It's just a lull period a little bit. There's so much. That thing is that there's so much talent. It's not for a lack of talent, and there's fans everywhere. Like I forgot what it was. I think it was a day there was an EWF show. There was like an EWF show. The EWF's still around. I would love to work there someday, but there was like an EWF show, like a Lucha show the same day, and maybe another one. And all three of them had people there. There was good audiences there. So there's a crowd waiting to see wrestling, and we just need more shows.
Yeah. How hard is it for you though, as a wrestler too, just to see that there's not as many options as maybe as when you first came in?
Yeah.
You had all these shows running, and now you're kind of like, damn.
Yeah, I know it's definitely tough. It kind of sucks, I think what's helping me is that I do train lucha,
right?
So I can go on these lucha shows, and I kind of understand what's going on. But yeah, it's hard. It sucks.
Now with back to the FCW, how do you? I mean, I'm sure it makes you feel great that you guys are pretty much the ones that threw it up there on the map, especially this weekend. But you also did get some. The only negative I heard was there was a lot of high flying.
It was just
moves more than ground.
I think also what was hard for fans was that it was kind of all over the place. Like 2 people would be in the ring, maybe 2 people would be like all far away or be out of it or something like that. But I think just to go back on that, yeah, we've been putting in work, like me and Danny and Eli and Suede and stuff, but also really like the guys that have put it on the map were guys like B-Boy and Little Cholo. They were opened the show, and they have probably like the match of the year opening the show. So guys like that really helped put the show on the map. But it was just fucking crazy. It was basically just like almost 30 minutes of mayhem.
Yeah.
So.
And I noticed you don't take. I didn't see too many of the big bumps.
No, I got pretty lucky. I mean, I did. I think the craziest thing I did a frog splash off the ladder.
Right.
And my whole thing was
I saw that.
My whole thing was I just wanted to do it better than Rob Van Dam. Every time he just does a splash. He never did a frog splash.
Right.
So that was my whole thing. I just wanted to do it better.
When you watch like I saw somebody, like Danny, he put on there when he saw Del Rio do the. I guess he doesn't have the name for that finisher yet, Del Rio. The stomp off the top.
Oh, like the double stomp?
Yeah, the double stomp.
Yeah.
And he says, you'll be seeing that coming to a show near you. Do you, like, personally go, and when you see something maybe like RVD did, do you want to do it better than they do, or do you kind of just, like, come up with your own?
There's a mixture of both. So I think if it's a older move that's been around for a long time, yeah, maybe I want to do it, but, like, I like doing the frog splash. So I like being able to do it maybe better than some people can do it. But if it's like a current move, like I know Danny does the curb stomp. That's a pretty current move, and fans know whose move that is, or like doing like the pedigree. Like, I would probably never be caught dead doing the pedigree or something like that. But yeah, I kind of like doing my own moves, or maybe moves that you see in Japan, or older moves from Japan and stuff like that, or So.
What's the craziest move you've done?
Craziest move
that you probably, or that you've mimicked and you feel like I did it better?
I think my frog splash is better than most, to be honest. I really do.
Is it better, yours or Eddie's?
Eddie's the man. Mine's pretty good.
Yeah.
Eddie's the man, though. Eddie's the man. But I do a move. I call it the pizza cutter.
There we go.
I have to take him to get some pizza.
I call it the pizza cutter. It's I forgot. It's a Japanese wrestler who came up with it. He's very famous. I just forget who he is. But it's a vertical suplex, and then when you do a vertical suplex, you drop him down in a cutter.
Can you show a demonstration on David?
He might break his back. I'm a little overweight at the moment. Thank you.
Gotta carry him.
Just think of Zalato one.
You haven't wrestled for UIPW, right?
Yes, I have.
Oh, have
you? Once, like when I first started, I did a 6-man. It was me, DeMarco Wilson, and Sean Black versus like Biggie Biggs, Impact. Somebody else. I'm gonna kill me if I forget.
Yeah.
I'm, sure. I'm concussed. How hard is it to wrestle, big guy?
How hard is it to wrestle, big guy?
I think it's pretty hard. 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 I think it's pretty hard.
Like, now we're on the subject of doing the move on me. How hard is it for you to like wrestle like a Biggie Biggs?
Biggie Biggs, it's a little. I mean, it could be a little difficult, but like.
You sure can't put your arms around him.
But it depends on the big guy,
Right.
Like so, maybe like someone like Biggie Biggs might be a little bit difficult, but like Brody King, I wrestled him in training, obviously, but I wrestled him in San Francisco for Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and we had a great match because he's like 6'6", 275, but he moves like a luchador.
Mm-hmm.
He could do like top rope dives,
Right.
and he could do like head scissors and ranas, and he's crazy. So,
Right.
like someone like him, it hurts more because he's a big guy, but like I could work with him easily.
And then do you ever feel like a wrestler maybe they got a little stiff or purpose or intentionally, or they try to sabotage it so that you don't get over? Because like you said earlier, some guys in the back get a little pissed off that you stole maybe you opened up the match and you took a little more time from them.
Yeah, it's possible.
Have you felt like anybody maybe has tried to get stiff with you? Or?
I feel like everybody I've worked with has been awesome, just like really cool, and I would say like everybody I've met, majority of people just have been really awesome, and really supportive, and you have people here and there that are probably talk shit about me, but whatever.
That was for you, Danny. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Danny Limelight, but you never know. I mean,
real quickly before we go, because it's almost time. I know you got to go train. How do you work?
He's gonna go get pizza.
Yeah, I know.
We go train, then probably get pizza. Priorities.
You know what? I'm gonna invite you to a good pizza place in Santa Monica one day. On a Saturday after the Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
I'm gonna invite you to this place. It's good.
How do you feel about like drama and stuff like that on Facebook? Do you take that personally, or does it make you itch a little bit, or is that
like drama regarding like
when they start like fans, they get involved and they start pushing, little drama involving wrestlers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Shit that they don't even.
Or wrestler with wrestler.
Yeah, I mean,
and we know some of it's a work.
Right. I mean, if it's a work, it's cool. I mean, it's whatever. If it's not a work, it makes me uncomfortable. I don't try to get involved in anything like that, especially if it's something to do with me. I try not to get involved. I mean, if it's somebody like that I know, it's like my boy, I'll take their back. But for the most, I just try to stay away from drama, and I just think you need to just fucking. I mean, some drama could be good for you, and you can get known. Like I know Eli likes to be a little bit of a heat seeker, and it works for him. But it's just not who I am. I just believe in being hardworking and just being a genuine, nice person to people. And then people will talk shit about you no matter what, even if you're a nice guy. They'll think you're fake. So it's like whatever.
They always find something wrong with you, especially wrestling fans. No offense to wrestling fans, but they always find that one little thing that they don't like about a certain guy, and that's.
It's true.
That's it.
People just hate me, period.
He hasn't said one bad thing to you all day today.
I'm just saying.
I think I just respect him because he wears sunglasses indoors, and I wear sunglasses indoors too. So I just think we're in that sunglass club.
Oh, there you go. That could take over hate.
Yeah.
All right.
The sunglasses club.
Start a whole little group there. Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Now the FCW is hitting big. All these companies are hitting big. Where can they find you? What's your next upcoming show?
So I was talking a little bit about before. I have a show for Premiere. It's in Gilroy, California, NorCal, and Premiere is like a very more technical ground, little MMA-based kind of grappling, mat wrestling. Like Timothy Thatcher wrestles there, and J.R. Kratos, and Joe Graves, and Tyler Bateman, Jeff Cobb are guys that are going to be there, and it's a really good show. And I'm going to be wrestling this guy named Manny Mars. He's another young guy from NorCal, and so plan on hitting him with the pizza cutter, maybe a flying knee, knock him out.
And then, do you prefer the ground game over the high flying?
I like being a mixture of everything, like a hybrid. Like I like being able to high flying dives, and then also being able to do suplexes and holds and submissions, so all of it. And then I think I'll be at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, March 13th, I want to say. It is. And then March 19th, I'll be in San Diego for Baja Stars.
Okay.
And it's going to be me and Big Head Che Cabrera versus Teats and Reeks, Rico and Tito.
Oh, damn.
And then March 27th, I'll be at there's this, I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it anyways. There's a show called the Rock and Roll Bash. It's called Exo Trash. Okay. And it's like a rock concert with Lucha Libre wrestling in it. And I'll be one of the guys in it. And it's at the, I forget what it's called, but Yeah, somewhere downtown LA. It's gonna be like a nice 900-person theater, so it's gonna be pretty badass.
Where's this at? I mean, when is it gonna be held at?
March 27th on a Sunday. So
I'm gonna tell you this before we wrap up: when you make it WWE or NXT or even Lucha Underground, because I feel everything you try to accomplish, you have accomplished so far, and I think you have a good karma and you're talented as hell. I think everything you do, you earned it. Just unlike Butcher. But don't forget about us here.
Never.
You know, we're gonna add you to that. I'm gonna give you the same promise I gave Daria.
Okay.
That when you make it, see, I'm not saying if. I said when you make it, we're gonna put you right there. Any title you want, you're going on the ceiling of fame.
All right, sick. I appreciate it.
Well, before we go, I challenged Tito on an arm wrestling match.
Oh, here we go.
Oh shit.
So let's see what you got, bro. This time, I'm dedicating this one to Tito because I'm going to put this boy down. That's right.
I have to warn you.
I do have a bad shoulder.
I have to warn you. He watches a lot of porn.
Okay.
So
I watch a lot of Over the Top.
Meet me half. No, is that the one? Meet me halfway with Kenny Loggins.
Ooh, yeah, walk it up, brother. Yeah. Pretty good. We're going to arm wrestle. Yeah. Elizabeth.
Oh shit.
I love watching that too.
Oh damn. All right, ready? 1, 2, go. Just to let you know, guys, Butcher is losing. If you're not watching, hopefully he doesn't let any guy. And this time I didn't even cheat.
It was a good matchup. It was a good matchup.
Hey, I dedicate that one to Tito anyways.
But sure you are the cream of the crop. Yeah, I just took you out. Yeah.
Look at that.
That's really great.
All the garbage. Yeah, get some pizza. Elizabeth, get the bagel bites ready. Yeah. Microwave. 96. Yeah. That's I like them. Yeah, nice and crispy. Yeah.
He's got the little finger going.
Damn, we have been first Hector with his Rocky.
Yeah.
And now Douglas with the Macho Man. Damn.
We should have them both here just a
We
little
should, damn, that's a hidden talent right there.
I was Macho Man for Halloween. It was awesome. It was like living a dream.
Well, before we wrap up, let everybody know where they can find you: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the fun stuff.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook at Douglas James. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Douglas James Pro. And I post a lot on Instagram. I get bored sometimes. I like posting pictures and stuff, but it's good promotion, and you can find out. I'm always, letting people know where I'm at and sending videos. So add me in promoters if you're looking to book somebody. I might be available. So
you could do lucha, ground game, high flying,
strong, anything you want.
Jiu-jitsu.
So
He's an artiste.
Yeah,
he's an athlete.
Yes, I'm telling you, we're gonna have a title right there. You pick whatever you want. We'll put you next to. Anywhere except next to Melissa. Yeah, she's mine.
She's yours?
She's mine, sorry.
That's fair. Okay.
We'll put you next to Evilise. How about that?
I like that.
We'll put you next to Evilise. She's a cutie.
She's a babe. I'm into that.
Okay, so don't get your girlfriend jealous. Okay, I'm sure she's a cutie too.
She is. She's a winner.
Got the girls, sorry, he's taken. And, Butcher, sorry, he's taken.
What is that?
Sunglasses Club.
Yeah, the Sunglasses Club. Well, we have a signing on March 11th. We have Victoria and Mr. Pictacular coming in. So, guys, make sure you check that out. 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then just don't forget, we are the Wrestling Guy Store is the official home of the JR's Barbecue Sauce. So check that out.
Location, 6085 State Street, City of Huntington Park, California, 90255.
And I want to, one more time, let's give him a round of applause for Douglas James.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for coming on. Hopefully we didn't bore you too much.
No, it was great. It was so much fun. Thank you guys for having me. This has been great. And sorry about the last time. I just got, I was a little sick. And
that's okay. We know no one likes to come on.
I might have lost to him in the arm wrestling.
You might have, and then he'd be bragging. So thank God. Yeah. You see his head's already big.
I think I made the right decision.
He still got that love charm.
Well, for all of us here at the Wrestling Guy Podcast, we are out of here.